completely different type of game than yesterday in terms of we had to really gut it out, dig in defensively after the not a great start. But I thought these two guys and the guys in the locker room did a phenomenal job of buckling down and really turning the screws defensively. And then we were able to make shots. Obviously, Steve hitting some big threes that kept separation. AJ, after the first few possessions, he figured out playing off 2 feet was really, really good, and got to the rim, got to the free throw line. But just across the board, between foul trouble and guys a little banged up here or there, a terrific team effort. Kamari, John, Max. I thought, everybody gave us quality minutes. So just excited to be able to keep on playing.
Questions for the student athletes, please raise your hand. We'll start on the left side here. Mike.
Michael McCleary, the Wisconsin State Journal. Steve, you've been really conservative in the three-point attempts you've taken this year. I guess what's led to the increased attempts over the last couple games?
Yeah, no, like I said yesterday, the coaches have done a great job of being on me about being aggressive and getting them up because I'm shooting a pretty good percentage this year. And then I think I got to give credit to the guards. They do a great job of finding me, whether it's on the throwbacks from the ball screen or whether I'm just spotting up. They do a great job of getting me the ball in those spots. And so I got to give the credit to my coaches and my guards for sure.
All the way on the far right.
Rohan Chakravarti, Bucky's fifth quarter. AJ, today not only did you have the 30 points, a career high, but you also played 35 minutes, the most you've kind of played in a month. Did you expect to kind of have a bigger role with Chucky's status and with the way the game was kind of going early on?
I just came into the game. Chucky told us before the game he wasn't playing, so that kind of just motivated all of us to play harder, and I ended up playing 35 minutes. Didn't know, but it went great.
Other questions? We'll go on the left side, third row.
Philip Chorze, WEAU. You guys kind of dominated points in the paint today. How key was the battle inside for getting the win today?
I think, like Coach said, it was a completely different game than yesterday where every three we shot was going in. So we knew today we would have to match their physicality. And that started, like you said, on the inside. And I think for the most part we did a good job of finishing when we got in there and got to the line a little bit also.
Right-hand side.
Yeah, Jake Littman, Leighton Media. AJ, when you're having games like this, what's going on through your head?
Just to keep going, till the clock hits 0, keep going.
Left-hand side, front row. Matt.
For Coach Gard.
We're going to go questions for student athletes first, and then we'll go to Coach.
Okay. I guess this can go for AJ and Steven as well. How different did you feel the game was inside and outside without Ty Berry and Matt Nicholson?
Steven, take that.
Yeah, obviously they're both great players. They had a great element to their team, and it hurts losing guys like that. As if we lost some guys, it would hurt too. But like Coach said, we just had to go out there with who we had and who they had and play a full 40 minutes, and I think we did that today.
Other questions? Second row on the aisle in the middle.
I saw you guys had a giant speaker before the game. Do you guys do that every game? Is that a ritual? How does that motivate you guys?
AJ.
I think we're going to start doing it every game now. Yeah.
Other questions for Steven and AJ? Anything else? Okay, you guys can head back to the locker room. We'll continue with questions for Coach Gard. We're going to go on the left side in the third row, and then we'll go all the way in the back.
See Temple, the Athletic. Greg, you mentioned yesterday you felt like this team had been trending in the right direction the last week and a half or so. Is there a particular spark or something that you noticed that got this team back on the right track?
I think getting healthy was a big piece of it. And obviously the stars have been in different parts of our team throughout the year. We've had, Chucky had big games, Max has had big games, AJ has one today, John had one yesterday. But I've always felt that the real strength of this, the ace of this team, has been their depth. And albeit just minute numbers maybe on a score sheet or a stat sheet, that spark comes from specifically Cam and John. So I think by getting those guys back, it's added an element of obviously excitement and enthusiasm to the locker room, knowing that, we're back, full throttle with all of our pieces. And I think we've also, weathered the storm. You buckle down when things don't, go your way and continue to learn and grow and stay positive and stay aggressive. I think that was the biggest thing. Is in the last 2 weeks, I think we've gotten much more aggressive on both ends of the floor, and part of that's those two guys being back and having a full rotation, but. I think there's, like I said, and I feel for Chris and Northwestern because I know how they were humming with Nicholson and Barry, and you have those type of injuries. Really, you can plug other guys in, but it really disrupts what you spent months trying to build, even back through the summer. So, fortunately, we had guys that could step up today and help when we had some foul trouble.
All the way in the back in the middle.
Journal Jeff Patrigas, Journal Sentinel. Greg, what would it have taken for Chucky to have to try to play today? And second part, Kamari McGee, can you address the block he had in transition, how important that was at that point in the game?
Yeah, I didn't know he could jump that high. Talking about Kamari, I mean, he even surprised me coming from there. But, I was told Chucky tried to get it go a little bit and tried to warm up. And then I was told about 30 minutes before the game that he wasn't good. He said he couldn't go. So, obviously the health of our guys is always first and foremost. So I completely leave that to our trainers and our medical people. But yeah, and then Cam, it's another example of somebody stepping up and really helping. And that play was huge. I'll have to watch that when I get back to the hotel.
We'll go on the right side on the aisle.
Mello Williams with Team NBS Media. Coach Gard, would you speak about Max Klesmit's impact in the game today and the absence of Chucky, how he was able to facilitate with 7 assists and impact the game that way, please?
Yeah, I mean, we've had to use him at point before, and he does a good job of, it's a little different pace that we play with, but he does a good job of finding people. And I thought after we made a couple mistakes on Bowie early, there was maybe one mistake we made in the second half when we didn't get up and get into the ball screen, and Max, I think, and Cam and even John got a better feel, because that was a pretty quick adjustment when we knew Chucky couldn't play, that somebody else was going to get the lion's share of the work on Boo, and but Max he's a warrior. He's got a huge heart and is really gutty and is a competitor, and that showed today.
Front row, left-hand side, Michael.
Another injury note. Tyler obviously was hurt. What was your read on that? And I guess how was he able to get through that?
On Tyler? Do you have a low mic, or you just need to speak into the mic? Because I can't.
I'm not a very loud talker.
So. All right. Yeah, I think I don't know exactly what happened. He just said, "Hey, coach, give me a few more breaks," and we just kept talking about that. If he wanted a couple more minutes, and he was kind of telling me when to pull him in and out, and when he needed a break. So. Like I said, it's March. If you don't have something that hurts, you haven't played hard enough. So guys continue to fight through the things that are going on, and other guys continue to step up.
Take two more for Coach, far right-hand side.
Hey, Greg. Nick Osen, Badger 247. You alluded to it a little bit in your opening statement, but when AJ is attacking the defense like that, especially around the rim, just what type of pressure does that put, and how does that open up jump shots, not only for him, but for Steve and the team as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's an element that's been really good to us all year when he gets in there and plays under control and off 2 feet. I think it took him a couple reps early to figure it out. And, that's been an ongoing process throughout the year of just continue to help him understand when he plays off 2 feet, your percentages go up and you get fouled more. So fortunately for us, he learned really quick in that first half, like, hey, I got to get in here and draw contact and play off 2 and finish these. And obviously when you get to a situation where we have the floor spread like we do and shooters in a lot of places, it creates opportunities for him to make plays. John does that as well, a little different way that he gets there. But, obviously he was really, just look at his numbers, he's really efficient. 10 of 16, we've seen numbers that haven't been efficient, and the reason is because he took good shots. I don't think he took very many, if any, bad shots.
All right, we'll finish in the back of the room on the left.
Hey, Coach, Cameron Wilhorn, Badger Herald. Can you talk? John Blackwell made his first career start today. Didn't really show up too much in the stat sheet, but had a huge 3 down the stretch, kind of put the game away, and was kind of playing real hard all 40 minutes. Can you kind of talk about his performance today? Yeah, I think, he fouled too much. That's why he didn't play as much as maybe I would have anticipated. 24 minutes. The foul trouble kept him on the bench somewhat. But
But, John's not a freshman. I keep getting asked about him a lot in other media outlets about a freshman, and I was like, he's grown up. He understands. No moment is too big for him. He enjoys playing with his teammates. And, yesterday he, was kind of front and center, front stage for us. Today he had a different role. And that's the neat part about this team is that we're not dependent on one or two specific people. We have a lot of places we can go for production.